She's the scissoring pylon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
boy.
Jesus.
That's what gets you.
How dare you?
Paul just asked us to keep this episode clean, you guys.
I did. I did not say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I
that was
inferred from your
specified.
statement.
I said more maybe towards the end. We
Yeah,
keep it a
the
little,
last couple minutes.
little clean. But
Yeah, but
Okay.
just
but
the words
I
they-
think Jeremy has the tagline for the episode. So, welcome to our 150th episode of Rabbit Troop Sucks. Yeah. We are a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, we are a podcast about obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked films. And we're celebrating a 40th anniversary with Better Off Dead 1985. And yeah, my God, 150th episode. That's crazy. We've looked at 150 movies. That's crazy.
Bananas.
That is
I
bananas.
remember my first episode when I was just a small boy.
I know,
We were
vice
talking about
versa.
Judge Reinhold and
Yeah.
Fred Savage.
Yeah. You're just a little guy.
How far we've come.
A little buckaroo.
We haven't gone anywhere.
No, we haven't done anything.
We've gotten so far.
We're going backwards.
We're out of time, baby. Well, we are Rabbit Troop Sucks, and this is our 150th episode. So thanks for sticking along with the, for the ride, hanging around for the ride. I don't know. Thanks for being a ride. And yeah, today we're going to be looking at Better Off Dead, 1985, 40th anniversary. As always, I'm Paul. Next to me is Mike.
Oh, hi.
There is Lamar.
Yeah.
Emily is back.
Yo.
We have Jeremy.
Hello.
And Colin, we have you.
Hey,
How you doing?
so good. How are you?
Feeling good. Pretty good in the woods.
Are you feeling loose? No?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Our goose is totally loose.
yeah, we'll talk about the goose. It is totally loose. Well, Savage Steve Holland. Yeah, we've got this as him as a director. One Crazy Summer, How I Got Into College, some Nickelodeon stuff, Better Off Dead, kind of cult classic, but 40th anniversary. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't know. I definitely think this is overlooked to many people, but this is picked by me. This is a movie picked by me because this is my absolute favorite 80s film. And I've said this before that I think that might surprise some people, maybe even Lamar, but I was like, you know what? Out of a series, we're going to look at Back to the Future, my favorite, and there's other films, but as a standalone 80s film, this is just absolutely my favorite. I think this is such a off-the-wall creative film. This is just a weird film with notable people that, I don't know, just clicks for me on all cylinders. The soundtrack, the story, the weirdness itself just really, really hits me. I think we've all seen this film outside of Colin. Am I wrong, Jeremy? Jeremy, you said you just haven't seen it for a long time, right?
Yeah, I've seen this film a few times, but yeah, not for a while.
Yeah. And everyone else has seen it, right?
Colin's never seen this movie?
This is a little before my time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Your John Cusack pillowcase is going to be sad.
I don't
What?
fully know what that means,
What
but
does that mean?
I mean, I'm invested to know more.
You can get any of the hot 80s studs on a pillowcase
I've
now.
seen the Nick
You
Cage.
can
Oh,
order them
I
through
know what you're
Amazon.
referencing, but why does Colin
No,
have
it's
one?
just
I
don't know.
Does Colin
I love.
that's
I love
what we,
Gross
that's what we should
Blank.
explore.
Oh, so
for-
you have him a little older, then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I gave a Nick Cage pillowcase where he was like bare chested
I know.
as a white elephant gift one time.
Nice.
Was it to your own family?
Yeah, you gave
Yeah, it was just,
His
it was
wife.
just me in the
Gave it
room.
to your
To your,
youngest.
to your youngest son, yeah. And everyone,
All right, Jeremy.
and everyone else
Time
has
for
seen
the-
this, right?
The gift revolution.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, you actually surprised me a little, Paul, with that. You were right. You did surprise me with this is your favorite 80s movies. I know you in 80s movies, and
Yeah, well,
every
well-
listener, I mean, you know us in 80s movies. We reviewed a lot, and we talk highly about the mid 80s. And this is the one. This is your favorite.
This is.
Well, Lamar, if you had to take a guess, what do you think Paul's number one would?
I know. I think Lamar, I think a lot of people are going to be like Back to the Future. And
Yeah.
you would be correct in a series of films.
Oh,
Really? Not Indiana
Yeah.
Jones?
Indiana Jones in a series of films.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like standalone though?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like a standalone
yeah.
film, like
That's
this is
this,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's this.
That's
Is your
fair.
favorite 90s movie Abraxas?
It better be.
I think about it every day.
Goddamn well better be.
I think about it every
Jesse.
every single day. Well, Well, let's get to a bunch. Let's start with the summary, and then I just want to say a little more about this film. So, Better Off Dead, 1985, again, 40th anniversary. After his girlfriend Beth Truss. I was like, what? I was like, Beth has a last name.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. After his girlfriend Beth ditches him for boorish ski jock Roy Stalin, sad sack high school student Lane Meyer decides that suicide is the only answer, but his inept attempts bring him nothing but agony and embarrassment. I'm like, wow. I don't know if that was the summary I would give. And there's just last names. Like Stalin had a first name, it's Roy. Beth has a last name, Truss. I don't know what's going on. But yeah.
I could have shortened that summary up. That was a little long.
Yeah. So for Colin, he noted, he's like, this is like the epitome of all ski movies, and like why South Park notably does a ski school movie, all that. Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the reasons I chose this film. The 40th anniversary of this film. This movie is my absolute favorite standalone 80s film. And I'll talk about this at the end of this episode. This episode is dedicated to my friend Mackenzie. This would be her birthday, and this is a 40th anniversary as well. And I wanted to give a shout out to her birthday, and kind of a life dedication to her. And my dedication is, it is my birthday, and this is our 150th episode. And this goes out to her birthday. So I'll talk about this at the end of this episode. But yeah, Better Off Dead. Lane Meyer just can't win. This is the epitome of every 80s movie. This is one shade away from a John Hughes movie.
You talk
Yeah.
highly of
His
this
name
movie.
is Lane.
Where did you first see this movie, Paul?
So I got to give a little shout out to my brother in this film for this film as well, because I remember he's the one who rented this. So this movie came out in 1985. I assume he rented this in 1986. And I remember even the back of the video cassette where he when he rented this, I was looking at the back, and it's a picture of Lane putting all those Q-tips in his face, like in his nose and his
that's
ears.
right.
Yeah.
And I remember coming into this movie and seeing that scene, like even being like, oh my God, that's on the back of the video cassette. So I watched this movie maybe like a third into this film, and my brother rented it. I think it was like maybe my brother was watching it for a sleepover or something like that. And as soon as I saw it, I was very intrigued with this film. It was bizarre.
It was the Q-tips that did it for you?
It was going forward. There's claymation. There's
That's true.
like
There
weird,
is some
like
stuff like that.
everything with the Paperboy. Like I got as a kid. Like so, like I'm like 6 or so years old, or 7 when I'm watching it. It's like 6 when it came out, 7 or so when I watched it. So I'm like getting all these weird things, like the Paperboy's weird. He's going off cliffs. Why is he on the top of the car? Why is this teenager putting Q-tips in his face? Like this movie is like very like fantasy oriented. So I'm like, I don't know. Like I just have a very fond place of this this entire film, this whole story for me. I don't know.
All right, I got you.
Where have you guys seen this? I know it was later on TV and shit like that.
Later on in life, with like this movie escaped me in the 80s. I caught up with it in the 90s. I kind of wish I saw it in the 80s. I think it would have resonated with me a little better. But I'm glad I saw it in the 90s before. I don't want to say it was too late, but I saw it when I was young, and stuff like this was enjoyable to watch. I wasn't old enough to be jaded from this kind of comedy where wacky stuff can happen and you can appreciate it instead of looking too deep into movies like people do today. And I can't remember exactly
Like
what
RoboCop.
I can break down RoboCop and do a 8-hour analysis on every scene. No, this movie was, I don't know, I just maybe randomly saw it on cable in the 90s. I can't remember where or when, but I enjoyed it. And I only seen it a couple times. I don't know. This is just 80s movies to me. It's not like my favorite, but it's high up there.
I like it.
I have no idea when I saw it first.
Yeah.
Become a
No
part
idea. It was probably a rental as well.
Rental in the 90s or
Oh,
late
no,
80s?
the 80s, yeah.
80s?
Oh, yeah.
Blockbuster coming
Yeah.
skateboarding back with
Video One, I think, in Cherry Creek.
I would assume this and One Crazy Summer were like kind of like popular rental
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Come to think of it,
Yeah.
I believe I saw One Crazy Summer before this.
Yeah,
What
it-
town
it's
was
from
this
the
in,
by the way?
90s.
Some California town.
Because like in their neighborhood, it's Christmas and there's fucking no snow on the ground. It seems warm outside, and then within 30 minutes, this motherfucker's like skiing down hills.
They're in California.
Yeah,
baby.
but even later, Ricky's mom's like, you know what kind of a drive it was to get here?
Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
didn't
allusions, you know.
remember this.
Hot Tub Time Machine, I think, is like an homage, like in ways to this. You know, they go skiing. They're in California. Like, there's a lot of 80s references, but no one says like "Better Off Dead," blah blah blah.
No, I like this movie. Whoever wrote the script to this movie, like I don't know
Same-
if they
same
were
as
on
the director.
drugs,
Oh, really?
but they like
Yeah, one of
they
the same.
I don't know where they come up with some of the shit that took place.
I think it was just a young dude at the time. I think that's like the fun of this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't he say he kind of based it off of his like his life and what was going on with him?
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's kind of what I got. Like, and I think, you know, think back to our early 20s and
Right.
us having just energy. And if someone was like, here's some money, and someone like literally had a direction, he's like, I did some fun claymation. I had this weird script.
doodled.
Yeah, and people were approving this. Like, if that was the case, like, I could see why sky's the limit.
Right?
yeah,
In the 80s.
cocaine boner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, poor Lane. Lane is stuck in his ways. He loves nothing but Beth, and he thinks he's
Yeah.
a good skier.
So
He has a
many
problem though,
pictures.
man.
So
I mean, his
many-
obsession with Beth
so
is. I
many
mean, there are
pictures.
books written about people like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Red
Books or
flags.
case studies.
Both?
you know, Jeremy. A shout out to the dad in this film. I have always liked the dad, but like us being dads ourselves, I think there's something to be said about like a dad being like, I'm just so disappointed in my child in this moment. Like, clearly you have older kids, and I've been newer at this in comparison to you, but the disappointment you just might have of like, I trained you not to do this one thing, and like I really feel that of the dad all throughout this film. Like,
Oh yeah,
goddamn.
dude.
The disappointment, and
Goddamn.
he's tore. Like, he's so tired.
He's like,
Like
so
I'm not
tired.
putting up fights. Like I am going to
It's
just
just
go
is what it is.
along to
Right.
get along.
Right, and I think, you know, I watched this through a lens of like, I don't think about this as of my wife as at all, and I know you feel the same, that this dad's wife, or you know, yeah, his wife, Lane's mom, is like almost sabotaging the family, because in addition,
How dare you.
Well,
She does not help the
yeah,
situation.
yeah, like in addition to the dad
Well,
just being
Lane's
like,
mom's a little bit of a loon. I
that's
don't
the
think
thing,
she's
like
right in the head.
in
What do you
addition
mean,
to
all
the,
the blue food?
yeah,
Or
all the blue food.
What is that?
the octopus.
What was she doing?
She's just
lobster
boiling
crab.
bacon.
her
I have
best,
boiled
Jeremy.
some bacon.
She's
I
doing her
feel like
best.
it wouldn't turn
It doesn't
into
turn
that, though.
blue.
Well, she
I
had
don't
some
think.
food coloring for the New Year's or whatever. Goddamn was happening.
Yeah, like
blue.
as a father, if I walked into my son's closet and saw what was in this man's closet, I would have to be like I would be like, we have to start like researching ways to hide bodies properly.
Jeremy is referencing that Lane has a walk-in closet, and all of his wardrobes are set to full-size Beth cutouts, who is his girlfriend.
Yeah.
and they're
That's a
all on
fucking
hangers.
psychosis, dude.
Right, absolutely. But so feel for the dad. He is withering away. He's working
He's
a
a
lot.
broken man.
His oldest son is now a disappointment. He's like, oh my God. In addition, his wife's boiling bacon and food is crawling across the table.
His youngest son. What about his youngest? Don't
Youngest
count
son
out
is-
his youngest.
His youngest son is already destroyed him.
Yeah.
He's sabotaging cereal.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's the epitome of 80s autism.
Kind of literally, he's
Oh,
building
yes.
like a laser gun
He
in his
so is.
bedroom.
Is that
Things
from
are
like
getting
a
weird.
fucking cereal like coupon got him a fucking real laser gun?
I mean, I think he modified
I thought he
it.
built
Pieced
it.
it together.
Well, don't you remember, like, I remember, like, in the libraries, it was, like, Boy's Life and, like, Highlights Magazine. It was, like, send in 5 back receipts and 150, and we'll tell you how to make, like, a hovercraft. Like, it was no shit, a hovercraft. And I remember,
Mike,
like,
you remember perusing Boys Life?
I mean, in the library,
Yeah.
because they had the back the back of it. And, you know, I remember kids being like, yeah, like, if you send it away, it was, like, no joke, like, they tell you how to dismantle like vacuum cleaner parts and be like, with 27 vacuums and like a wire, you could do this. Like, but you have to
The MacGyver issue.
right. You have to send them the
Boys'
like
Life.
money for the blueprints.
Were you reading A Boy's Life or the Anarchist Cookbook? Where'd you go in
There's
this
a little
library?
overlap.
You know what? There was the restricted section, like Harry Potter. That's your problem.
I was more into like the how to pick up trashy women.
Ah, there you go.
Oh,
like
so
my-
is his brother.
Like the younger son.
Mike,
Right.
what's
Blaine's
a
brother.
little boy like you doing a big boy smut like that?
It's none of your business.
You're picking up trashy women is what
Yeah.
you're
That's what yeah, exactly.
And then it works.
Yeah.
And then he has
Absolutely.
a room full of trashy women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking
Good for him.
But you guys are
How
right.
did those women get in? That was the real question.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Not,
worry about it.
not how the
Don't
party
you-
started.
Yeah.
I just want to know how they got in.
God.
he
The dad
let
is
them
so
in.
broken.
Yeah, he's like,
he
whatever.
he just let him in.
you just open
That's
the door
fine.
and they walk through.
You're Badger's
Whatever.
babysitter too, sweet.
He's upstairs.
I don't think Dad was there at the time. I think he
don't-
just stepped
I
out
didn't-
for a bit.
I didn't know Badger needed 7 babysitters, but you smell like cigarettes.
fine.
Go upstairs.
Well, Dad's he's planning his next offensive against the paper boy here.
So also,
yeah.
I want to note the mom in the movie is the lead in True Grit, like the original True Grit
Wow.
with John Wayne. She is the girl. She is who hires
Really?
them. Yeah. So, like
Interesting.
crazy. And I absolutely recommend both versions of True Grit. I actually saw
good.
the new version first, and I remember my dad's like, please watch, like begged me, like, if you like any part of this, you've got to watch the original. And I did, and it is an excellent film. It is
Yeah,
absolutely, both are excellent films. There are reasons I think to watch both of them, and she is excellent. When I read that as trivia, I was like, oh my God, like that is just completely from
little-
a different
different
planet
role.
of acting.
Slightly different role.
Because the mom, as Jeremy noted, is kind of a loon. I mean, she does weird things. She's boiling things, as Emily noted. Everything she's cooking turns
The
blue.
Kraken.
She was excellent in this. I think.
I don't think she's
Yeah.
from this planet.
No, I don't
How
think so.
dare you? She's doing her best.
Colin, she's not.
She's doing her best.
Yeah, she's doing her best as a fucking
As an
alien here on Earth.
right?
You know what? The internet wasn't prevalent in the 80s. What did she have to go off of?
It's
Just
true.
Yeah, just books,
yeah,
Julia Child.
yeah.
books and scrolls.
Scrolls.
The scroll, the baked, or the boiled
Boiled.
bacon.
He said he didn't like the grease in the bacon. What kind of monster is that? Who doesn't like bacon grease?
That
if
is
you
the
like
whole
bacon?
point of
Yeah.
Well, he
liking
wanted to
bacon.
live. So imagine what she was doing before.
Yeah, some grease.
He was probably just
to live.
Some
She was-
soupy.
he was probably just
bacon. Yeah.
Well, he was,
God
he was
damn.
he was probably just drinking blue grease.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I was this guy, I'd be like, give me all the bacon. Just, I don't want to live. Let's go. This
Right.
family's nuts.
Give me more
get outta here.
grease.
This would be like the dude at like says 85 like McDonald's and like the early drive-throughs. He'd probably be like the guy ordering like egg McMuffins and like literally just breaking down in tears in like the drive-through and then like the parking lot. Like, there you go, sir. He's like, yeah, I'll just pull up. Like, you park to the left. Thanks. Thanks, Deborah.
Spot number 3,
Zebra.
sir. Spot number 3.
You always know how to fluff my muffin.
Oh. Why, though? But
Your
why?
big beef special number 3
Why?
will be out soon.
All right, Paul. You got to edit that out.
Take that big
I'm not.
beef out.
No, he's not.
It was.
No, there's no evidence.
It was the truth.
we don't have the cash flow to pay for
That's fair.
proper
Yeah.
editors.
Yeah.
We don't have any cash.
I don't have the mind capacity.
Hush.
I don't have the mind.
Don't let our listeners know that
Don't
we're
tell
poor.
them.
I mean, there is cash flow. It just flows outward from us to other things.
Yeah.
Mike, you're doing it wrong.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're business owners. Okay.
Yeah, please
Proper.
hit up our Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it right.
Dick Pony's not going to pay for itself.
No.
Dick Pony.
DickPony.com.
We have a $500
There-
a month
there are-
expense
there are-
on fucking Dick Ponies.
Oh,
There are
man.
several things I think about on a weekly basis.
Dick ponies.
Dick Pony's my
Dick Pony is
homepage.
one of them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
So Dick Pony immediately being emailed and texted to Colin's wife by Colin is something I think about on the regular.
I text her every day.
Jeremy and
It's
Christmas
like you're Rick
trees.
rolling.
I think about every single day.
Oh no.
The stuff that lives rent free in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. You could never break my mind.
But you can
Mike,
live rent free.
gun to head. He was getting on a hang glide.
Your mind grapes.
Yeah.
Take a ride in my mind grapes, Jeremy. So yeah, Lane is all man about town. He's dating Beth, love of his life. He's, you know,
He's been dating her for 5 months or
That's-
6 months.
that is
Yeah.
kind of a
So
long time.
long.
in high
Of
school.
his
high
life.
school.
Long enough to make full cutouts.
Not to
and
have
hang
that
her in her
many pictures.
His
But
closet.
That was week 1, Jeremy. But I think honestly, 5 months in high school is kind of a long time.
What did the guy at Kinko's say when he was like, I need 30 life-size cutouts of this person?
You would be like, "That's
He's like,
great."
you're the 5th one this week, mister.
He's like 1985.
The fifth
that
one to get the
teacher
same
guy?
girl.
Yeah, 1985, no problem. That's going to be
No, that was the
$185,000.
the basketball.
She dates the whole basketball team,
He's like-
not just one
It's
player.
like Kinko's had to special order a printer for you, so that's going to require Daddy's gold card. Well, so the big ski tryouts are happening, and this is where Lane is going to prove himself. He brings Beth up there. This is where we're introduced to the family. Badger's the son, doing weird stuff, but he's weird.
His name is Badger.
Badger.
Well, he calls him Badger.
Wow.
I think his name is Badger.
And he never talks.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Mom's boiling bacon, doing weird stuff. Dad is just a broken human being. He does note that Lane is just, you know, a constant humiliation to the family. Like, why has he done this? You know, he's, you know, blow drying his lucky socks. He's got all these cutouts. He's a big old psycho, you know.
He has to blow dry him because
He hasn't
bathed
taken care
in
of his
them.
fucking badass Camaro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note,
He is
a big
disappointment.
portion of this movie, I don't have this in my notes. I don't want to get too far and lose this thought. The Camaro in this movie is something Mike and I have talked about for many years. I love this car. This car is so iconic. This car is just gorgeous. I know nothing about cars, but I absolutely love this car. Mike told me everything about this car when I inquired about it to begin with. So to note that. This car, I wish I knew a little more of the backstory when I was doing a couple of the notes a week or so ago. But this car resides, I believe, still in Colorado. That it came, I believe, from New York. The person who bought it moved it out here, had it in car shows. There's Reddits about this. This guy had an active account. I was actually going to write this guy and just be like, hey, we're doing this podcast. Maybe you could just tell us something. But the account has
Park
not
this
been...
car out in front of my house. Yeah.
Was the account hasn't been active apparently in years. I guess, you know, he just kind of retired from the car shows and stuff like this, but like by all accounts, it's still here in Colorado.
He had a website. It was like betteroffdeadcamaro.com.
Yeah, and so for a couple of years, like
Really?
yeah. It's not there anymore.
No, it's gone. But yeah, he would he brought it to like Cars and Coffee and would do
Yeah.
like charity events and stuff with it.
yeah. So like that's kind of cool, like Colorado connection. That's cool.
Yeah. Presumably it's still here somewhere.
But now we're at the ski off.
Yeah.
Lane's not doing it.
I don't think he skis that bad, man.
No, he's a good
He's
skier.
better
I mean,
skier than
yeah.
fucking I am. I'll tell you that.
Stalin cheats. Remember that at the end? He has a stopwatch and lets it keep going.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that guy's a dick.
Yeah.
What
When
are you
he's
gonna do?
timing his first runs, he's just seeing, let's see what he's all about. And he goes on his first run, and this is where I thought he was just going to be an amateur skier. But you guys are right. He just takes this initial slope really easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
this
like
is
you
the-
said, Stalin, he lets the stopwatch go a little bit longer. But it's like, damn, he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good, but this is a high school that has a
ski
speed
team.
ski team.
Yeah.
That's very
Bougie
true.
ass
So it's not
California.
as good as it should be up to their standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
This
there's
is a popularity contest as
Fair.
much as it is.
there's
a talent
probably some
Exactly.
mountain communities in Colorado. Whose
Oh, I'm
high
I'm
I'm
sure
sure.
there's
How
many.
dare you?
There's mountain communities in Denver that talk about
Denver's not a mountain.
But this is where we're also introduced to Charles Dumas, which is pretty much my favorite character
He's
all
the
throughout
best.
this.
Yeah.
Charles
incredible.
Dumas also.
Oh yeah,
Booger.
From,
Yeah.
yeah, Booger.
He's God or
I
something.
do love that guy. He's hilarious.
In Supernatural, yeah,
right.
Jeremy's Supernatural connection.
Yeah.
He's in Supernatural. He's also in some other movie that's like about like nerds.
Curtis
I can't
Armstrong,
Yeah. Something with nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. Are you kidding?
Conquest of
No.
the Nerds.
Return of the
Well, no,
Nerds.
not no. He's in a different movie where they
you
they're like fanboys or some shit, and they're like,
Oh,
nerds. I don't
shit. I know what you're talking
Is it the movie Fanboy?
It is not fanboys.
Fanboy nerds.
No, never mind.
Okay.
Oh no! Now I want to know.
I know what you're talking
wanna
about.
know.
I think
Oh no!
it's not broken yet.
Anyway, I like this guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good.
Curtis
Yeah,
Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong.
man.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah,
I like his like
American
chimney
Dad.
sweep hat that he's wearing out there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
He's like
you
skiing
grab
just like
that out of the
Ebenezer
closet in the
Scrooge.
morning.
Right?
He's a man of hats. I
He
like
knows
it.
exactly who he is in this movie.
Yeah.
It's Charles Dumas.
Yeah.
He knows exactly who he is in
Charles
like all the
fucking
movies
Demar,
that he's in.
motherfuckers.
He kind of just plays the same character in almost all of his roles.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
he's like the Ryan Reynolds of the '80s.
There are
Yeah,
many
that's
notable,
fair.
yeah, there are many notable quotes throughout this film, and Stalin, who is like the bully ski dude in
Is
charge.
his name really Stalin?
His
Yeah,
last
his
name
last
is
name.
Stalin. I think it's Roy Stalin, apparently,
Yeah.
in the IMDb summary. So he comes up and he's eyeing Beth. He's like, well, who wants to hold my clipboard? Like, you look like you'd be a good little helper. What's your name? And he just steps up, Charles Dumas. Throughout the rest of
So
the film,
funny.
the way he disarms Stalin, like later in the
laughing
dance.
at his face.
Oh yeah, like Stalin tries to like really make fun of Lane and like Curtis Curtis as a couple. He's like, oh, shave your boyfriend. He's like, like
He
Maniacal
just follows him
laughter.
around and
oh
laughs at him.
god, like he
It's
just
so
destroys
funny.
Stalin. Like, yeah, Stalin does not know.
He
what to
doesn't
do with
even
him.
know what to do. Yeah.
God, he's
great.
amazing. I love him. He is the best.
Yeah, so this guy Stalin cheats. He is the ski captain, and he's like, I'm gonna graduate in a year. Who's gonna take over the senior team? He cheats. I don't know.
Who
He's
cares?
just a jerk. He's
There's-
after Beth.
Yeah.
There's all right, so like
Beth is
stepping
kind of
back,
a piece of shit, though. So
he
good for him.
he is a piece of shit, but the stakes are so low because we don't ever see the school competing in
Yeah.
this at all. So
No.
who really cares?
It's really this group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a club, Callan. It's not technically like a state-sponsored fucking sports team. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
a little club.
It's the one school in all of California that has a competitive
nothing.
ski
Yeah.
team. So yeah.
Which school has a significant number of people that can afford fucking to ski in California?
There's,
Probably
Oh, it's this
somewhere in
school.
Northern
All right.
two. Yeah.
California.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's the thing. Like all the houses and like the subdivisions that these kids were in are like fucking nice houses.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they're a bunch of rich
absolutely.
pricks.
But they're not like incredible houses. They're fine houses.
They're not. They're fine. They're fine.
They're fine.
Fine.
Yes,
mighty
it's a
fun.
very fine house.
After we churn our own butter, welcome back to Roger Troop Sucks. Look, killed Colin on that one. So basically we're now told through almost a overdub that Lane is being dumped. Beth is like, I'm going to leave you. This guy is better looking. He's
Nicer
more popular,
car.
nicer car. I just got to leave you. He is now hell-bent on killing himself, better off dead. I do want
Because
to
that's
note,
the only he's exhausted all other.
He tried
options.
everything else. Yeah.
I do want to
Time to go
note,
right to
This is the
suicide.
only way.
I do want to note, according to this poster, it's never better to be better off dead. As I pick this movie, and I will wrap up this film with a more dedication to a friend that I wish this movie was not titled this. But yes, Lane now goes through a series of events that is... He wants to end his life, and he thinks he's kind of worthless, and there's nothing worth living because without Beth, like, whatever. But the rest of the movie is kind of a moral lesson of, like, dude, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know who you are or what you're worth.
Right. But he is pretty worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's-
other than skiing, which I think he's pretty good at.
Yeah.
He's fucking worthless.
Well,
She's
Colin's
terrible.
going to note that, like, Monique is really, like, the perfect being throughout all this.
She can do everything.
Like, immediately, like, ski, do, like, automotive
Yeah.
mechanics, like, whatever.
A French
Two
foreign
languages.
exchange student moves in next door to you the same day that you break up with your girlfriend. You bang said French for an exchange
You
student.
don't
That's just a
overlook her.
rule.
That's how you
That's
know
a
he's
rule.
dumb.
Jeremy, sexually, that is the reference of when God closes a door, he opens a window.
Yeah, exactly.
French
And you
window?
stick. Yeah,
when
you
God
open
closes
that
a door, he opens some French doors.
French doors.
Is that slang for something?
Don't worry about it, Mike.
He opens up the French blinds.
Text me, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Big beef.
Lay, big beef.
Yeah. Call that the French dip.
Oh.
Man,
Dare you?
I'm sorry.
I was fiending for a French dip earlier
Yeah, you
today.
were.
Oh. Okay.
Melted cheese. Nice you.
To all French listeners.
Yeah. Sorry. Welcome.
Apologies.
Yeah, send Mike your
What are you
favorite
doing
au
here?
jus recipes.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So Lane is also now experiencing a thread that's like pretty humorous and dark throughout the film, that everyone wants to date Beth. I kind of like that, you know, even if this movie wasn't like over the top slapstick in ways, this could be like the psychosis that someone's feeling, that like everyone now is like, oh, the love of your life. I mean, 5 months in high school, like everyone's like eyeing the person that you loved. And I do feel that's like kind of what wins for me in this movie, that, you know, that's the real part. Like you're all like, oh shit, like I don't want that person to see anyone. Like I'm heartbroken. Like that's the reality. But this movie's so over the top that we get the mailman asking her out, and now we're going to math class, and this is one of my favorite moments. Like you get this crazy ass math teacher, and just you have to just watch this scene to actually believe it.
Yeah.
Like everyone's so into math, and everyone's so mathorific, and they're so in love with this teacher. Like I love this. And Lane is the only bozo who's like, oh my god, like my only note was do homework covered in gum, and he has to go to the chalkboard to prove some kind of formula. And he has a flashback of accidentally having a condom break, impregnating his ex now girlfriend Beth, and he's drawing like, oh no, pregnant on the board with a protractor, and even the math teacher, I love, like for a moment is like, everyone leave, but you know your only homework from now until tomorrow is memorize page like 36 to 108. And everyone's like, yay!
Well, that's like a reoccurring theme throughout this movie. Is he gets lost in his own like,
I like
kind of
that, yeah.
fantasies, daydreams. Yeah.
Well, then
kinda love
the
that,
math teacher comes up. He's like, I know this is like hard, Lane, and you could tell like the math teacher's like, I just eyed everything you drew on the chalkboard, like something's off. He's like, you know, I heard some things, and you know, like as your teacher, maybe you would be okay if I took up. And he's like, what
Like
the
I
hell?
want to bang your high school girlfriend.
You know.
And then Charles
That
Dumas
underage girl.
has again one of my favorite quotes. He's like, listen, you know, I've been watching you, and this is, you know, Curtis Armstrong. Charles Dumas is like, you know, listen, Lane, I'm no dummy. I've been going to the school for 7.5 years. And, you know, his advice is like, you know, people like instruments. You know, Stalin plays guitar, play your sax, do that, and ski the K-12. He's pretty good at that, and if you did that, you'd be badass. He's like, sax and K-12.
Essential 80s.
Yeah.
Then you're basically the same.
Yeah, and get one or both.
Yeah.
Well, we do
way.
get some sax later in this movie.
Yeah,
we
who
get
who
some
doesn't
sax.
love some good sax?
Some
Oh,
dirty
oh,
sax.
the
Funny story. When we do hear that sax later, it is actually Mike's least favorite thing. It's electronic sax
Yeah.
in replacement of a saxophone.
You know,
Does
that-
Mike like
Brilliant.
electronic sax?
No.
He doesn't.
What happened, Mike? What happened between you and the electronic sax?
Give me that real sax.
Show us on this electronic sax what happened.
It's
Where did it
it's
hurt
simple.
you?
in the hole.
It's not just the sax
blowhole?
part too. There's another scene where they're in the gym and there's a live band playing, and the drum kit, there's a live
Be
drum,
better off dead.
but the drum sounds are an electric drum sound, obviously.
Right.
Of course.
So throughout the movie,
Ah man,
They don't know
Of
what's
course.
going on.
fake ass instruments.
It's Mike's favorite.
Damn.
Fake ass instrument.
Ah
I
man.
don't know. I like the real sax. Whenever Paul gets mad because there's 80s sax, I'm like, yeah.
Wait, you're not though. Like we've all agreed.
Love
like,
the sax.
it is.
But what if someone was playing the sax right in your face? Would you prefer that be electric
I even
or
s-
a real
When you're eating your
sax?
Hungry Man
While
dinner,
you're
if
eating
someone
your veal hungry man.
I even said recently on an episode, I was like, I'm not against the saxophone. I've said that numerous times. It's that hardcore, like 80s reverbed, I'm going to be a lead saxophone sexy kind of thing. And you're just like,
The splurting sax.
yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy. Yeah.
want that.
And we're all like, no. No. As a society, we agree, no.
No sax.
We agreed.
Don't do
We
that.
agreed together.
You know what? Next week I'm going to play sax for you guys.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you.
if-
Does Mike know how to play the saxophone?
Holy shit!
I have a saxophone.
Everything's coming together.
Do you know how
I
to
mean,
play it?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
do you know how to
whoa,
throw
whoa,
it?
whoa.
That's
Whoa, whoa.
I like that. Sure.
Whoa, whoa. If you're gonna
That's
ask, if you're gonna ask Mike to play, you ask him to play properly. The saxophone.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
there you go.
Just toot that shit all over the place. We'll be fine.
I'll do
Some
the
kind of array of
splurting,
that.
the splurting sax. one.
Yeah, the splurting sax.
Yeah, I do like the Lost Boys topless saxophone.
Well, that guy's a legend.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Well,
So good.
in all of this, Lane doesn't really take any of this advice, and he kind of is like, you know what? Like, I'm on my own. I understand this character's drive, and again, this movie's like an hour and a half. It's so just fun and like decisive. So it's like, I'm gonna ask out the next girl. So the next girl he sees is like Chris whoever, and she is some kind of cheerleader who apparently is quote unquote dating the entire basketball team, not just a player, quote unquote, the entire.
Yeah,
basketball
man.
team.
You know.
So he's like, she's on, roller. I almost said
No,
roller
she's the
blades.
team mother. All right, guys. Let's not take this any
Oh.
farther.
The cranberry,
Oh.
She
Oh.
is the team cranberry.
the town cranberry.
Oh no.
That's the tea we're gonna make, Jeremy. The town cranberry, celestial seasonings. It really tastes like a horse and cranberry.
Yes. I love it all.
Oh, right before you.
The little cinnamon.
I wanted to mention right before he starts to ask out this cheerleader, what ramps him up to do this is he's drawing
It's drawing. Yeah.
during the lunchroom scene, and this scene is actually pretty. It's a little long, but it just illustrates his daydreaming tendencies.
Wait, keep going, Lamar. I wanted you to keep going with that epic of this director too. Also in One Crazy Summer, keeping these like caricatures and these cartoons and these overdubs going. That's why One Crazy Summer is like very much considered the spiritual sequel of this movie. Sorry to cut you off. It's just like one note that I had.
That was the note.
Fuck
To
that.
see-
Covered that.
God damn.
no, he's just daydreaming.
Cranberry.
The drawing is he's having an argument with his drawings about why he's a loser and why he should just start asking women out, and I kind of like this scene because he is a daydreamer.
It shows
at
that he's
heart.
completely fucking insane. Yeah.
Establishes
But I
a
do like
pattern.
he goes up to this girl. He's like, "So, like, you like to roller skate? I like to roller skate." And she just goes like, "Get off!"
Steals another kid's
like-
roller
like,
skates.
You're just like, "Back off, jerk!"
Immediately just back off.
and
You're
then
a weirdo.
falls down on his roller skates and pantses her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
Yeah,
knows
the
immediately
whole
that she's kind of a
shebang.
piece of shit. Which is
Pants her,
hilarious.
shirt her,
Shirted
hat her, socks
Shattered
her,
her.
took all of her
Shart
clothes
her.
off outside of her underwear and bra.
yeah.
And that did not make the basketball
basketball
team
guys.
happy at all.
Yeah, they were upset.
Grunting guys.
There were audible grunts. I
Yeah.
like that.
There was a lot of grunting throughout the movie.
They were
Now that I
upset that their
think about
team
it.
mother was disrespected in such a
Their
way.
cranberry.
So
Yeah.
basically, we're also led to Lane getting his first job. There's a couple things we skipped through in this, and I didn't mind like skipping through. That the owner of this place, Pig Burger, is Lane has gotten into 2 car accidents on the way to ever working with this guy, and like the first
Also
car
a
accident.
Canadian strip club. Pig Burger.
This guy's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like that's the first car accident. The second car accident he gets to, he's like,
Someone's gonna see God.
someone's gonna see God. That's how this guy gets out of the car.
Well, the first car accident, he says, "I'm going to activate your dental
Yeah,
plan."
that's the best. That was the best. was
This
my
guy
favorite.
was my favorite part of the whole movie. man.
He's
good. And he
Porky
hits
from
him
Porky.
He is
the same
Porky.
day.
Yeah, so
Never forget.
He's running Pig Burger. So now Lane is working for this guy.
Porky
And
to Porky.
How does he get the job? Because he's
he's like,
dad.
yeah, he's
He's
like,
like
okay,
a
his
favorite.
dad. Yeah.
he's like, your dad told me,
"Oh,
like,
you're his
like,
son?"
Yeah, you look just, but you look like a moron to me. He's like, all right.
like you've been in 2 car accidents with this person, and you're like, here's the keys to my restaurant.
And
This is fine.
This guy goes, you gotta have respect when you work in this business. And then it pans over to like a girl showing kind of her ass, and it's like everyone wants some as the logo, and it's for a burger. Then this guy takes out his dentures and dips it into cola, shakes
Well,
it
you
up
gotta
and puts
clean
it
them
in.
off. every time.
And then he's
And
like,
let's not forget that he used raw ground beef as an ashtray for his cigar.
Yeah.
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 And I believe they
That's a
made
lot
that
going
into a
on.
burger.
Champion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just got to pat it.
Yeah, he's like, you pat,
Well,
you pat,
that's a
don't push.
smoky flavor you can't get anywhere else.
he's like,
Yeah.
push it, you don't push, you pat the burger. And then he explains this. He's like, here's the keys you got to lock up. And he's like, okay. And then Lane stands up. He's like, where are you going? He's like, I got to wash my hands. He's like, you're going to wash your hands in your goddamn own time.
Which is true.
Yeah.
You're not paid to wash your hands.
And then Lane has a crazy kind of like a weird out of body experience. And then it goes into claymation.
Claymation
And
like
female and
immediately
male
daydreaming.
hamburgers.
And then you hear Van Halen's song "Everybody Wants Some," which is amazing. Colin noted he did some research because I said on a side note that I love soundtracks and I own a lot of soundtracks on vinyl. Some have been like re-released, some have been just like some I've collected from thrift stores and over time. And like I'm not trying to just brag, like I love this movie, and Better Off Dead is one of the more expensive vinyl soundtracks I own. It's not like some crazy piece, please don't break into my house and try to kill me for this. It's like a little over $100. Like I bought it when it was like 30, and it was just something I sought after for years. And I found it eventually. But it's just like super rare. And the big reason, like I've learned over the years, is a lot of the songs just haven't been released to streaming services. Even Colin was Shazamming songs as we went along. He's like, I can't find any of these songs. Like none of these songs are popping up. I think the Eddie Van Halen song is probably a problem with this. Rupert Hine, who does the song, one of my favorite actually, Arrested by You. He does a lot of the other soundtrack as well, but he like created his own band. What was it, like the Thinkman or the Thinkman?
The Think Man. Yeah.
Yeah, like he like created his own band and did a couple extra songs for this in addition to the score and soundtrack. So it's like a really bizarre like pulled piece. Colin, are you reading something?
I remember just when we were looking up, it was the Think Man. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Just like a weird thing in like modern ages, like we can't really buy this soundtrack. And that's why I think it's like a little more sought after. Like people are like, oh man, like there's some songs I literally can't, you could totally find on YouTube and stuff like this. But like as far as streaming services, and I think some, as far as CDs, you just can't find. Crazy.
Yeah, that is weird, especially in this day and age. It's just like
Right.
an album that only exists physically.
Yeah, weird.
Paul, break copyright laws and put those
Yeah,
songs
rip that shit.
online.
Put that shit on
You know?
Spotify.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is. Like, people have already done this on, like, YouTube and stuff. Like, if you want to listen to this, totally, you have it. I couldn't, like, produce this and put this on, like, Amazon, because then you're just going to go to jail. Like, YouTube is, like,
Yeah.
a free-for-all.
Yeah.
You
That's
won't go to
true.
jail. We got bigger problems in the country besides getting you, buddy.
We do. Everybody
They'll
wants
get
them.
around to Paul.
Everybody
They'll get
want-
around to Paul at some point.
Everybody wants them.
Oh,
I would like some.
Yeah.
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 Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I just want a burger now. Is that
There you
weird?
go.
What kind of burger?
A female
burger?
burger or
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
male
that's
burger?
One with like
that's
smoky
the
one.
original big beef patty.
The cigar burger.
The cigar. That's what I want.
Yeah. I'll take this cigar special, the Cuban.
I want the one the owner put his Cuban in.
Comes with pickles and mustard.
Yes,
Perfect complement to a cigar.
as long as a Cuban has been in it.
The cigar.
Whatever.
Okay. Nope. That's
Whatever
fine.
you got.
Nope.
You know, so after everything goes wrong at Pig Burger, Lane is thrown to the ground and Stalin makes fun of him, even some more in front of Beth.
Stalin.
We now get to a cutscene where basically it's everything's Christmas. Is this now considered in canon a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Christmas morning
Hey,
with the family.
I've always.
Can I
considered it
ask
a
you
Christmas
something, Paul?
movie.
Have we talked about like that Frenchie
Nathan.
broad?
Well, we're about to talk to her about a lot right now because
Yep.
so there Frenchie broad Monique is the girl living as a foreign exchange student basically across the street, and she's invited over near Christmas time, and through a series of events where Lane tries to kill himself, once while hanging earlier and his mom is vacuuming the carpet. Now Lane is just going to cover himself in rags and gasoline. And before he lights a match, the mom's like, oh, like the French girl who lives across the street moved in and we're having a kind of like a get-together dinner. And he's like, okay. So he sits down in, rags and gasoline. And the mom's like, oh, I want to introduce you. She's like, oh, I brought all of your favorite French food. I got French dressing and French fries.
French bread.
And French bread.
And
Peru.
And then Peru.
And throughout all this, the host mom is highlighting, Ricky, is they're speaking the international language, and like, oh, these French lessons, like, no, the international language, like, oh, like they're learning each other's language, the international language, the language of love, and Lane immediately is like,
gross.
they're getting together, and he takes out some gasoline and pours it in a bowl. And then the host mom drinks some. She's like, I love this. It tastes like moonshine. I love it. And
Dude, you drink gasoline and you're going to know before you ever drink the gasoline, you'll know it's
smell it
gasoline.
first.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think it was
Like-
red, so it must have been kerosene, right?
Or some kind,
I don't
some
know,
kind of
man.
Maybe.
weird, whatever's in the garage.
There was something.
But it
yeah,
was
earlier.
hilarious.
It would
She goes to
smell
light up a
regardless.
smoke, and it is lights out for her. And then she looks
just
like a
her
goddamn
chin.
mummy the rest of the movie.
From her cheeks and chin down.
explosions. And then I love immediately. It's I'm really sorry your mom blew up, Ricky. That's the next scene as Lane is now driving Monique and Ricky to school every day.
Like the scene transition, just immediately right into
yeah.
that.
This is where we
Well,
get
was
to learn a little
beautiful.
more about Monique.
Yes.
So
Because she's like throughout this whole movie, there's been like little introductions here, and they're supposed to be building some kind of repertoire, if you want to get French with me,
Oh, yes. We
We do not.
between
Yeah.
each character.
the hand gesture really sold me on that comment. We do not.
You keep that French to yourself.
Shut
hey.
down.
Keep
that
your
one.
freedom
Poor
French,
French people.
back in your
Hopefully
pockets.
they're not listening.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where Monique begins to shine a little bit because throughout the movie,
yeah.
Lane has been challenged by street races by Howard Cosell learnt gentlemen. Like, back on the lane, Lane Myers is going to approach us. And they hit the starting lane, and Lane always loses, and he's driving Mom's station wagon. But this time, Monique just hits the gas, and even though Lane loses, and they go into a flying ditch of water, Lane is really kind of like amped up. He's like,
Well, that's because Monique was like, she was really into it. Like, she got a big weddy out of all
but
this.
they're both laughing too. And Lane gets out. He's like, "Oh my god, if I had my Camaro, like it would go 0 to blank and like whatever. Like it goes bang, zoom." And then Stalin walks by, and he's like, "Oink, oink, like whatever, bro." And you could see how deflated Lane is. And even this is like the first time like Monique even stops to like just looks at him like, "Ha ha ha, we're having fun." Like, oh, like I just lost my buddy. And you could see Lane just like go from like 10 to 0 in a second. He's like completely deflated and just walks off. And Monique is like really sad about this. Ricky is oblivious, and this kind of continues on. We skipped kind of like overall like the dance where they really met, but like there's been connections to Monique. Like there's a lot of connections throughout this film and threads that really pay through. But I don't know, through the rest of this movie, it's really just Monique amping up his vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
She's the
the
best.
French student that
She's rad, yeah.
comes into the neighborhood and amps you up when you least suspect it.
Jeremy, I'm
I
just
wish
gonna-
you would amp me up, man.
Yeah.
Monique shows up to Lane's house. One big thing she wants to do is help fix up the Camaro. As I think this might, Mike and I have noted like similar dad quotes that have been loved. Mike, I'm noting this as like an homage to your dad. There's been a couple of movies that we've said like Batman, like where does he get those wonderful toys? Like we both done like our dads love that quote. One of my dad's favorite quotes is this car that has like been in an auto cocoon in the front yard for months.
Yeah.
Monique helps get it out of that auto cocoon.
What is a tasty car?
Yeah, it is a tasty car according
Yeah,
to Beth.
it's a badass car.
As I noted, like without any automotive know-how outside of like how to like replace a flat tire and do minor things at best, Monique's like, hey, within this day, I could totally repair this car. We need zero money, but we need some tools. That's not how cars work.
There's also a lot of pieces still outside of the car.
While she turns it
Yeah,
on.
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
It's fine.
She turned it on and he's like, what about this piece?
It's a Camaro. Most of those things don't. do
They're
anything.
internal cosmetic free.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Redundant. We're good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, she can also speak English. We learned,
Yeah.
you know.
We did
Yeah,
learn
sorry,
that.
I skipped over that.
When she's
And-
throwing lemons at a stop sign or whatever.
yeah, I don't know why. I
Where
don't know.
did she get those?
Yeah,
she
it
just
came
had
one
like
later, so we're
a
around that.
pile
There was
of
a tree
them.
right
Was
there
there?
in the background.
Totally
Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
it.
I'm sorry. Tippy toe.
Tippy toe.
Lemon tree.
Lemon tree. There's a lemon tree in the background.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's where
sorry, I
it's
skipped
Yeah.
over this. I think this is
Fair.
when we took a little break, and this is my bad editing, and jumped to.
Oh,
This
no,
is
we're
actually one
coming
of my
up on that.
favorite scenes, actually, where Lane comes up and she is so pissed off that on Christmas she gets this picture of Ricky. He's
It's a
being.
pretty good picture.
It is an amazing picture. He's
So hot.
The frame is
Ricky
nice.
D.
Yeah, he's overtly sexual,
Yeah,
and
he's rubbing his
and-
testicles all over.
yeah, she's freaked out. And Lane comes over and she's speaking in English.
Well,
He's
we
like,
don't know what religion they are, Mike.
He's like, she's a big faker. You're a big faker.
Big phony.
And she says, like, in a household like this, the less you speak, the happier you'll be. And he's like, oh my God, I've never thought this. He's like, he's got his testicles all over me. He's like, whoa, what? She's like, octopus. He's like, no, tentacles.
Septopus.
Septopus. Rice flavored rice. But beyond that, they form a little friendship. She's like, I came to this country. I know English quite well. I've just wanted to see, Dodger Stadium. I want to see the Dodgers play. He's like, beyond that embarrassment, like, I can't believe you're telling me all these things. And he keeps the secret. Then she tries to help him and repair the car. And now they have 2 days left because he has challenged Stalin. You're a wimp. I could outski you. And Stalin's like, whatever. You and your frog girlfriend could go do whatever. And now he's challenged him to the K-12 where, people have died. People have lost limbs, broken body parts, various other things. And this is the only way he's going to prove that he's the better skier. And Monique helps him all along the way.
Which he has never successfully done, but the person he challenged has done it several times.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
True.
Right.
Ugh. That's bad mojo.
And he only has one day to do this.
Right.
That's fine because it turns out Monique is a better skier than all of them.
They kind
Yeah,
of like,
what the fuck,
Way
man?
better.
This
guy-
French bitch is talented.
She's got an Alp
She's
nearby
got
to her
right,
home.
a Swiss Alps
Yeah.
That's
right in
true.
her backyard.
I'd like to get into this foreign exchange thing. Like, are there people are just going into foreign families' homes? Like, hey, I'll live with you for like a little while.
Jeremy, we've been over this. You can't
Yeah.
say that.
Jeremy, we also had students like that at our high school.
we had one in mine.
Yeah.
Really? Like, would you do that? Would you just like leap over to like, I don't know?
Absolutely not.
I'm far too stupid, and especially I was.
I mean, would I leap over like Scott Bakula would?
You go back to 1956 to fix
You
horse
come out
race.
as a 43-year-old Asian man. Like, hey, look at me. This is amazing.
Oh man, I'm in North Korea. What's going on here?
Jeremy, he's hoping that the next leap is the leap.
You'll never get home that way.
Is it ever?
It is not. It is not.
So sad.
Remember in Quantum Leap when the devil showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what? We have a lot. We have, well, there's a lot.
We don't need to get into
Oh, this
that.
could be a whole this could be a whole separate podcast.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So fun story. I was like, I watched Quantum Leap a bunch when I was a kid, and Mike had like the original version of Hulu, like day one of Hulu was like activated through his Xbox.
I was an early adopter.
And I was like, oh my God, you just have like every episode of Quantum Leap. We were like looking at things he had, like, and there were like early IPs that were clearly in on this, like this. And we randomly picked an episode. Mike's like, I'll be a good sport. You want to watch Quantum Leap? Pick a random episode. And we did. And it was a Halloween episode.
That's right.
Yeah. And it all involves, oh man, I can't think of, H.P. Lovecraft. It's like this H.P. Lovecraft shout out. And it turns out that Scott Bakula, Sam Beckett, a playwright named after the playwright. He is basically sought after by the devil. Never really brought up again until really maybe the last episode, but it is super bizarre. The devil's
looking for me.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Like, oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's so many universes. The devil has to be in one of them.
At least one.
And you leap into that dimension, and next thing you know, you're just haunted by him.
just like the K-12.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say also, like, it seems
Nice.
like Lane has more than one day. It's like
Yeah.
two. So one day is we're going to fix the car. Monique's in help. Day two is I will challenge you. Like, that's the challenge. But early, she's like, I'm going to teach you how to ski. So that's what's happening. He picks up his skis.
Why does she need to teach him how to ski? He was doing just fine.
She's better,
Not
she's
good
better
enough
in
to-
every which way.
Not good enough to beat Stalin.
She
got
knows
that.
where to French fry and not pizza slice.
That's true.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
a
yeah,
French
she did
talent.
wind up in a
He's
pizza
American
slice. That's
piece
how
of
you
shit.
stop backwards in a mountain. You do the reverse pizza.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried that.
I don't know what language
He's tried the K-12 2 or 3 times and failed
He
miserably.
just fell almost immediately.
Whereas she is a natural talent and
Yeah.
accomplished it
Natural born killer.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
No,
needs
guys, it's because he has 2 skis.
How dare you?
That's,
He's also
we
skiing
didn't know.
in
We
jeans,
didn't
which
know.
isn't-
He just needed
Nobody
true,
can
too.
make it
one
down with 2
ski.
skis. You got to go to one.
Yeah, you got to
ski.
do one.
You
Yeah.
got to push off with the other one.
Yeah.
The other foot.
So one ski in jeans, that's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
so
key.
Charles Dumas comes over. He's like, "Oh my God, Stalin's ready. We're gonna do this," and skis over Lane's ski and breaks the grip.
Yeah.
So when Lane gets up, and this for me, like Monique is peak cuteness right here, and like I think everyone could agree with this on
Adorable.
Earth. She looks at him, awkwardly puts on some sunglasses, and just goes, "Kick his ass." And she skis off, and then Charles skis off and breaks the binding of one of Lane's skis, and now he's down to 1 ski, as Jeremy noted. So he's
What about this Paperboy? Can we
Yeah,
talk about this?
We haven't really talked about
Johnny-
the Paperboy.
Yeah.
Johnny?
I know. He
This
is
is
right
where-
there in the mix.
Sorry,
of
Johnny.
pieces.
I don't have
He
a
gives
dime.
him the inspiration to
Didn't ask for a
go.
dime.
Yeah, this is
$2.
where it all comes to fruition.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that.
I love the ski boy here, especially
Ski boy.
The paper ski boy?
Paper boy.
Paper ski boy.
So the ski contest starts because Stalin's at the top of the ski hill. He's like, Myers isn't showing up. And his little lackey at the bottom is like, should we call it? He's like, time to break another record for the ladies or whatever shit he says. And they're like, all right. And then John Cusack shows up. He's like, Myers, you don't even know when to quit. So they do start skiing. And again, Lane is down to 1 ski. The paperboy Johnny shows up. I love this. This is actually really
He wants
my
his
favorite.
$2
He wants his $2, but he goes after
his
Stalin,
$2.
and Stalin's like, "What's going on?" And he starts whacking him with a ski ball.
Yeah, there's ski pole, man.
He's like, "Get
Like
out of
whacking
here!"
that kid,
He
dude.
whacks him off a cliff.
Oh, he whacks him off hard.
Yeah, he does.
It's like a fucking
oh boy.
Here's your $2, sonny.
this is a Mac and me situation.
Right?
You thought
When he
about that.
just goes,
The wheelchair
fly-
scene where
the 80s scream off the mountain.
Yeah, the
it
Wilhelm
will
scream.
it really
The
is.
80s child scream off the mountain.
He's not dead though. Like
No, he's fine.
He wakes up at the bottom of like of
Dude,
a
that kid would
1,000
be
foot.
fucking dead.
How dare you?
He would be dead.
there was
Nothing can kill
claymation.
the
in
That
this
was
paper
film.
like
boy.
a fucking.
There was
400-foot
claymation.
Jeremy,
If you want him to die, you give him $2.
that's true.
$2.
$2 and he's dead.
The real-
Probably.
Where your
Yeah.
That's all it
aardvark?
takes.
I would have thrown 3 down.
Dude,
and told
don't
him to
bring
keep
up the fucking
chain.
aardvark. I go over that for a fucking hour.
Colin's triggered.
I love the
You
aardvark.
started.
Oh my god, aardvark coat. I want that so bad.
They both had it.
Yeah.
Did
Two
the
of
neighbor
them.
had it?
I like the
neighbor
neighbor
had
with it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it really brought that.
They both
It
had
could
the
be a
look
thing.
of like the boy getting the rabbit costume in Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Just
God.
disappointed, dressed in fur.
True.
Is that what you took from that?
Yes.
I thought that
Did they look happy to you?
I would be happy if I had.
I know
Colin
you
would
would
be
be
happy.
happy, but did they look happy?
How about this?
to you?
I think what Colin's
They
trying
look
to phrase
so
is,
sad.
please just give him an aardvark thing.
Yeah.
For
Does-
Christmas.
Does anyone know an aardvark that can
crowdfund.
murder for a coat for me? Because I would do it immediately.
I got a guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got an aardvark guy.
Got an aardvark guy.
Well, the back end of
Maybe
this
don't
movie
record that.
is Lane just skiing down one hill. Johnny the Paperboy is not dead, but offed.
Yeah.
Stalin loses. I do love the end. This is very kind of Teen Wolf for me. That
There's
Beth,
a penis.
Oh, not. Beth is like, I love you.
Wow.
You are the best.
Was
Like,
there-
and that's what Lane wanted. Like, he
Yeah.
wanted to win her back. And this happens in Teen Wolf, and there's like this brief kiss, and Lane's immediately like, "Oh my god, no!" And I feel so bad for Monique. Monique is like shattered in the back, and then Monique's host mom and Ricky take her off. Lane has to
Like
fence.
carry her.
Yeah, ski pole fence,
Drag her.
fence for her life. Wins. Ricky's beaten down, but then picked up by a nerd, and he falls in love later. And Lane picks up Monique and drives her to Dodger Stadium, and that's kind of the end of the film.
No, that's not. No, nobody's driving their fucking Camaro out into Dodgers Stadium and parking on home plate.
85. 85.
They didn't
1985,
care
you
about-
can do
They
that.
didn't care about the grass.
One Jeremy's,
can do that.
Jeremy's angst of this is going to highlight that will be the profile picture of our film, Dodger Stadium, and Monique and Lane, a little saxophone and a little kiss on Dodger Stadium home plate. The end of the film actually is that happening, but the very end is the dad being like, "Finally, I have like the
Peace.
yeah, peace. Like I fixed the garage. The windows are up, but Badger creates a spaceship through all of his mail-in orders and gets a rocket ship and flies off to space. And then with one look, you read me like a book. The song plays, and that's the end of the film.
How many trashy women do you think Badger had in that space shuttle?
So many.
Fucking 3.
Seven.
Yeah.
Seven.
Yeah.
Specifically
Yeah,
seven.
Oh,
just
probably.
3.
I counted.
Okay.
Totally seven. We're gonna end this movie off a little differently. I think I'm just gonna announce now, and then we can go into what our views on are of this film. This movie is again Better Off Dead 40th anniversary. We're celebrating, and this is our 150th episode. Our next episode is Men at Work 1990. I'm pretty excited with this. Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, a bunch of people.
Sheen Bros.
Yeah, is it Keith David?
Yeah.
Emilio.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of people. This is gonna be a fun film. But this movie is coming up next. Again, Men at Work, Sheen, of Estevez, Emilio Estevez. Sorry, I was combining the words in my head.
The brothers.
The Sheen Bros.
The Vez,
Of Estevez.
the
best
Schvez.
of was.
How much coke can we do?
I went to the barber and I asked for the Schvez. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, I know I'm gonna end this episode. So, that's where we're gonna end off. Men at Work, 1990. So coming at you next. But as always, check us out. Rabbit Troop Sucks at Rabbit Troop Sucks podcast at gmail.com. If there's any kind of movie or interest you have, if there's any kind of recommendation, write us at Again, Rabbit Troop Sucks podcast at gmail.com. RabbitTroopSucks.com is our website. We're also on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on everywhere podcasts play. So I'm going to end this episode in a different way. Jeremy, what did you think of Better Off Dead, 1985?
I like this movie. So again, when you watch things through a different lens, especially if you haven't seen a movie in a long time, John Cusack is a mentally deranged human being. He should be locked up into some type of asylum and
God,
seek
yes.
help.
Yes.
But that being said, in 1985, John Cusack was a cool dude. He was just getting into his own right. I liked this movie because it was so bonkers. There were just like I said, when people write things like this, I don't understand what goes through their head, like how they do this. I do understand that he was like delivering his versions on like teen angst, love, challenges, the things that you're going to face as you get out into the real world. But this was a very funny way to deliver those lessons, I guess. Yeah, I like this movie. It's short. Give it a try if you haven't seen it before. You can watch it alone with a group of friends. But this is a good John Cusack movie.
Colin, you have not seen this movie before. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much more to add than in this movie was very funny, and yeah, I mean, kind of everything that Jeremy said. It was absolutely bonkers. A lot of the humor kind of is not the main part. It's kind of what's secondary to the scene. The mom's food kind of just wandering away.
Bluefish.
The blue slug.
From the Monique, obviously understanding English, but not, really participating. The whole premise of the movie is bizarre, and skiing could be removed and the movie would not be different.
How would you French fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, instead it's go-kart racing instead of
Yeah, it would be the same
Bowling.
fucking movie.
it would be the same movie, dude. Yeah.
Like this movie was just totally bonkers, and I honestly kind of loved it, and I might try to make other people watch this too. Like
Hell yeah.
this,
Should.
man.
this was
Absolutely.
incredible, and I kind of loved everything about it.
Emily, what are you thinking about Better Off Dead?
Loved it. I mean, I always have, but
Hell yeah.
I haven't watched it in about a decade, probably,
Nice.
since the before times. But it's the quintessential 80s movie without being a John Hughes movie. I loved it.
Right.
It's great.
Lamar, what are you thinking?
I don't have much more to add. I want to just mirror what Jeremy, Colin, and Emily said. Loved this movie. Not as much as you, Paul. I feel like this is your quintessential 80s movie. I don't know what my quintessential 80s movie is, but this certainly captures the vibe.
When's RoboCop?
Yeah, that feels right. But for I'm trying to think of a non-violent 80s movie that would be better for me. But this is great. It's a great selection because I definitely think this is overlooked. It is definitely overlooked by a lot of people. I don't think of this movie when I think of 80s movies. I think a lot of people gravitate to the heavy hitters. We talked about Back to the Future. I think that's the one that a lot of people would go for. And this movie is weird, but it's not weird like Weird Science, which we just reviewed a couple weeks ago. It's the plot's a bit strange, but it's more simplistic. It's just a boy who wants to win something, and in order to win it, he has to compete against somebody else, and the competition just happens to be someone who wants to compete for a girl.
Sure.
So I don't think I have much more to say. It's nice pacing for a 90-minute movie. No overpowering subplots. Everything's kind of easygoing.
Yeah.
The side characters are really easy to implement. especially because they're kind of wacky. His friends,
Yeah, and
they'll
they're some of the best parts about the movie are the side
Right?
characters. I mean, the paperboy was in this for maybe a total of 25 seconds
yeah.
throughout the
He's
entire movie.
so
He's like
And-
one of the most
and
memorable
his
characters.
Iconic.
spoke volumes. Very iconic. His friend, I'm gonna call him Snot. His friend is Snot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Charles
Curtis
Dumars.
Armstrong.
Charles DeMar.
American Dad fans know he's Snot. Come
they
on
know.
now, the Paperboy,
He
the
is.
Asian racers. I don't think we talked about it enough. The mom and her
Chosen.
blue food. Chosen. I didn't know until we did research that was the guy from Karate Kid too.
That's
awesome.
Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence Forever.
Great movie. I loved it. Yep. Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is
what,
you.
what else is there to
It
say?
is you.
When I first saw this movie, I immediately loved it. Like, it's there. I guess I had never really seen anything else like it when it came out. Admittedly,
Yeah.
I think I probably didn't see this movie until the '90s. But for an '80s movie, like, you know, teen romp, coming of age, whatever you want to call it, but also throw in claymation and weird animation. And it just, I don't know, like, yeah, the mom's cooking. There's a lot of wacky stuff that goes on, and it seems like it wouldn't work, but it does, for me at least, work really well. I love the father. He reminds me a lot of, like, and Paul, you've kind
I'm sorry. You love who?
the father. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul, you mentioned, like, Bob Belcher as a father figure
Yeah,
before,
totally.
and this guy kind of reminds me of that, where he's just
trying.
like,
He's trying.
Right,
Like,
he's just really trying. He's like, oh
broken,
my god,
but
you guys.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's all fine.
What was this terrible, like, 70s, like, is like really bending me over, man.
you freak. Yeah,
when he
yeah.
just decimates the.
yeah. I don't know. Every
Shut
every
up.
character in the
mellow
movie
off.
is
You're
almost
really
perfect.
bringing me over.
Oh, yeah. Mellow
To
off, guys.
quote,
Yeah, I mean that's
you freak.
yeah. It's so good. It's
And
so
Lane
good.
doesn't even bat an eye when he calls him the freak.
No, he just keeps going. He
It's
just gets
fine.
the fuck out
That's
of there.
just what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all in all, great. Everyone should watch this movie. I feel like it holds up.
Yeah, it does hold up.
Yeah, our Rami recommendation is often like she watched this as like a person alone, as a group. I don't think it matters. Like, it would be enhanced as a group. Like, totally. This movie's awesome to watch alone.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
It'd be better if you're like an 80s kid or just an 80s guy and kind of like it feels like an 80s movie, but it translates over through the 90s. That's what makes 80s movies great.
Yeah.
You can watch them in the 90s, 2000, 2010s.
Yeah.
You'll get that feeling, and it's a simple story. It's not overcomplicated. You don't have to make it, and it has to. You don't have to make it overcomplicated, and the humor just fits.
I couldn't agree with Lamar more.
Yeah.
Like, the story it stands the test of time. It is like endless. It doesn't involve a lot of technology. It's just like, I want to feel better about myself. I'm in high school. Like, this is kind of crappy. Like, I wish I was dating someone better. Like, all these things are great. Does anyone dislike this film?
No.
Hell
Hope not.
Yeah.
All in.
Then I guess I go into the end part
Paul.
of this. And
Would you say this is the Crow of the 80s?
How dare you?
I mean, would
No.
would Mike say that? Would Mike?
No. Yeah, let's go to Mike
Would
on
Mike
this
say
one.
this is the Brandon Lee of films?
God damn it.
Shall we? That was the
Yeah.
last one I was on. The
Why
last
would you do-
podcast. And,
Why would you do
I
that,
remember
Jeremy?
Mike hates it.
Why you even
Mike
bringing
hates
this
it
We were
up?
so
having
much.
such a good time. We were having such a good goddamn time.
Yeah, you got to bring
We're
the crow
going
into
out
this.
on a high note.
God damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
Now Mike's
Yeah,
angry.
You should apologize. Wait,
Like sad.
Jeremy, will you
Sad
apologize
Mike.
3 more times?
Like a genie.
No. No, you get one apology per night from me.
Yeah. I can't add more. Like, this movie is such a fun '80s film. It just, like, it is timeless. The soundtrack is so fun. Yeah, as I noted before,
Dottie
like,
from Pee Wee Herman singing
Yes.
at the dance.
yeah,
Well, lip syncing to her own song at the dance, but yeah.
I'm
I digress.
arrested by you. Let me in.
Yeah.
Such a good song. All the '80s songs are fun. The themes are fun. Lane is relatable. Emily noted as we're watching this that part of the trivia is that Lane doesn't like this film. I'm sorry, John
John
Cusack.
Cusack.
Yeah, sorry. John Cusack. John
But
Cusack.
I did read that he didn't like the film, but in 2013, I think it was, he kind
kinda
of
turned around.
reneged on it and
Yeah,
said
he should. I
he-
think this
he
film is.
appreciated that other people thought it was good.
Yeah.
So I saw John
This is a
Cusack.
bad movie.
I saw John Cusack do Grosse Point Blank at the Paramount Theater many years ago. It was actually on 420 in Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
And there was like a Q&A after. I just felt so bad. The movie was fun. I mean, clearly the movie Grosse Point Blank is fun, but like the crowd was 420-ish, and I was surprised that he was.
I remember
as nice as
seeing
he
Grosse
was.
Point Blank with you, Paul.
Yeah,
we
we saw it in the theater.
We went with like a big group of people to see that movie.
I think we had like free
first one.
passes to see the movie. Like,
Yeah, we
actually-
did. Like we saw it early. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a teacher of ours that I was like, there was like, do you like to see movies? I was like, I do. They're like, here's like 10 passes, and we
He's
got
like,
to see
meet this guy in a back alley. We'll show you all the movie.
Whoa.
Sure.
Whoa.
It was a different time.
That did not happen. We just got passes and we went to go see
Jeremy,
the movie.
Hank.
Wink.
Oh, no.
Wink.
I
Yeah.
need to talk.
Yeah, so yeah, awkward. Yeah, this movie's like just 80s quintessential fun. Colin, I'm so happy you like this. Like honestly, like
Yeah, that would have been awkward if you didn't.
yeah, everything here today was my birthday pizza party and
So
like a beer
fun.
party. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Emily's
Happy
in town.
birthday.
Emily lives in Korea.
Yes.
Emily, you and I have
Holy
known each other.
shit, dude.
Emily and
Really?
I have known each other
yes.
since
North Korea.
North, not south.
Emily and I
As
have
my
known
niece
each,
kept telling everyone after I moved there and kept
Yeah.
telling people I moved to North Korea.
Jeremy and
which
I have
was-
known each other roughly since 13. Emily and I have known each other since we're 18 years old. Yeah, like Jeremy.
And I think this is
Wow.
one of the first movies we ever talked about
Probably.
mutually liking.
Wow.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Movies bring people together.
Emily, I
at
don't.
that.
Do they? Are Korean corn dogs a thing in Korea?
Good.
It's-
oh my god, they're
it's
Do you
everywhere.
like them?
They're so good.
I have had so many Korean corn dogs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it. Dude. I don't
Stop,
fucking
stop.
get it.
You don't have to call every corn dog you've had Korean.
That's true.
Just call them corn
Just
dogs.
call them corn
No,
dogs.
I mean
They're
there's
smaller than normal corn.
Put Amy
All
on the
right,
phone.
now I've had a Korean
American
corn.
corn
Wait,
dogs.
Hey, you gotta
What?
be careful how you say
they're
it.
normal size.
Are they?
They're normal size.
Okay.
They might be bigger than American.
What are we
Really?
talking
That's
about?
not what I've heard, but okay.
Well, yeah.
I feel like we're on a sweaty balls radio
No, I don't know
thing
Amy,
right now.
Amy, get on the phone.
Hey, we're comparing corn dogs here. All right.
I mean, I don't want to say they're bigger than American. It's
not a
but
competition.
They are.
Jeremy, just whip out a corn dog. Let's measure some corn dogs.
Well, they've got cheese in the middle.
Not all of them have cheese.
I know.
Not all of them.
You gotta pay extra.
Yeah, there's a pill for
You got to
that.
pay
extra.
extra for that melty.
If you want melty goo in the center, you gotta pay extra. Okay.
Jeremy's our
I'm never
senior
being
goo
invited back,
correspondent.
am
Do you have
I?
anything to
Damn
add?
right.
That's true. Yes. I am the senior goose correspondent.
Colin,
If
you,
you
felt
have
bad
seen
about being the Rob
incidents
Schneider
of goo,
correspondent.
write in.
At least you're not the goose correspondent.
I said things I shouldn't have said them, and this is what happened.
okay.
It's best to never say things.
Not while there's a recording.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just super happy. Like literally on my birthday, we all had a pizza party.
Yeah.
We ate drinks and beer.
Yeah, pie.
Emily's in town. There's pie.
And ice cream.
There's ice cream. There was a lot of
Lady
fun.
Whiskey.
And I just
kind of pies?
Colin liking this film is
Apple
kind
pie?
of like my birthday party like surprise. Like not like a surprise he liked it. I'm just happy that someone who hasn't seen this movie liked it.
It was good though.
How,
yeah.
honestly,
how could anyone not? This is amazing.
There's a lot of films that Colin hasn't seen that we reviewed. How many times has Colin not liked those films?
There's been a few.
There's been a couple.
I mean, I can count maybe
one of
two
them-
or three,
I
but
think, I
for the
think one
most
of them,
part,
Colin like shamed Jeremy. He's like, "How dare you?"
I will never forgive you for
this
this.
stuff. What the fuck is this stuff?
Hey,
Jeremy, I still love the stuff. Stuff for
the stuff is a great idea.
this stuff is awesome.
There's a scene where a dog does something, but fuck this stuff. But this movie
Listen to me.
is incredible.
Listen, I pick the movies that make the whole world sing.
Jeremy,
Men at work.
Jeremy, you should go. Cry yourself to sleep for the stuff.
Oh.
But for this,
no.
this is incredible.
For more
Wait, has
for it.
Colin seen Men at Work?
Well,
No, this movie is great.
The
the
Men
stuff
at
is
Work
also
was on
great.
Comedy Central for a
That's
That's very true.
yeah.
Yeah,
A-
I've
a
absolutely
lot.
seen that.
Yeah. Fair.
All right.
All right, so I am so happy that all of us liked Better Off Dead. This entire episode has been a dedication. Better Off Dead is my favorite 80s film. This was released in that oh-so-magical year of film, 1985. We always bring up that year. One of my friends was born in that same year. It's why I selected this film for our episode. This episode is dedicated to my friend Mackenzie. It's a birthday dedication. Happy birthday. Key words to describe her: intelligent, witty, and creative. Mackenzie and I used to play endless amounts of music together, and we even listened to endless amounts as well. After we played music, we'd grab a drink at the local bar, would spill our money into the jukebox and sing tons of classic rock and Smith songs to one another. Or we'd go to karaoke and sing the weirdest fun songs. We watched strange films, shows, and clips that would definitely fit the bill of Rabbit Troop Sucks. A lot of my sense of humor matches hers, and often could be heard in some of the jokes that I make here. Next week is her birthday. She would have been 40 years old. It's a big one. Choosing this movie with this title was difficult for me. I by no means am trying to be uncouth in my selection. Again, I selected this one because it's my favorite, and Kenzie was born in 85. But she reminds me of Monique. She laughed a lot like Monique does. She even knocked me out of a dreary loop, similar to Lane once. I think that I did the same for her. To quote from another John Cusack film, she gave me shakabuku, which is a swift spiritual kick to the head that alters your reality forever. It came from Grosse Pointe Blank. I thank her for that and for the many things and for our friendship and for our time together. I also think she would be somewhat amused by the title and my forced awkwardness within this situation. I think she'd have a humorous "sucks to be you" comment to share with me about this. There's a laugh and a sigh there. I think she'd love we talk about these weird films. On a side, I even have a picture of her and Nemo at Lick's Ice Cream off 13th. Thanks for hooking us up with some ice cream, Nemo. I want to end this episode with one of our home recordings. We played a lot of music together. I went through hours and hours of our recordings. We recorded a lot. I even heard us singing the Charles in Charge theme song. It still makes me laugh. We saved some of our work as Sigh, Growl. Sigh, Growl. I guess that's our band now. That's how we'll list it on the Rabbit Troop Sucks webpage, as a featured artist. We'll add a picture too. My intention here is to honor her, and we will make her a member of Rabbit Troop Sucks this way. Our picture will be there. We used to play covers and write songs and sometimes just sing. And when writing songs, we always had some improv. This is one of those improv songs. It was based on all the things we were talking about at the time, our day-to-day check-ins, our observational satire, our jokes, and so on. I know it's a longer song, but I hope you listen and have fun and laugh like we did. It represents our personalities. The song is titled Bobcat vs. Wolf Eyes. I'm playing guitar, she's strumming at the beginning, but mainly me, but she's singing. I want this recording, like all the recordings we do here, to serve as an example of the sweeter side to life. To rage against the fact that the universe could be a massive bunghole all too often. And you know what? Sometimes it fills us with joy and wonder. I want to remind anyone who listens that there's magic in film. There's magic in sound and recording and conversing, even about films. These things could change your mood in a snap. They could change who you are. They make you think and reminisce. They could teleport you to another time and place. This is a song where two amazing friends were able to be open and creative and free. I could hear it now when I listen to it. You're a Goonie. You're a lost boy, lost girl. You're a member of the Midnight Society. You're a member of Rabbit Troop Sucks, Kens. You always have been. I love you. I miss you. Happy birthday. Until our next adventure. Before the song, I want to leave off in what I feel is a fitting movie quote. These are the last lines Tinkerbell has to Peter Pan in the movie Hook from 1991, before they never see each other again. You know that place between sleep and awake? The place where you could still remember dreaming? That's where I'll always love you, Peter Pan. That's where I'll be waiting. Kens, as always, Rabbit Troop Sucks.
Ba 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 ba. la polka mix. And needs you. Pola, 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 pola. What is your spirit animal? I am the bobcat. Today, you have wolf eyes, fierce like a wolf on a t-shirt. I want that t-shirt. Jack Rabbit, Jack Rabbit, Jack Rabbit, Jack. He's rabbit, he's rabbit, he's rabbit, he's foaming at the mouth, he's a rabbit, son of a bitch. Jack, pick up the pieces, Jack, the marbles. What are you gonna do? Don't lose your marbles, don't. Don't lose your head, don't lose your head, don't. Looking like a bass drum. Fou in la main, je ne sais quoi. Qu'est-ce le palabra? ¿Cuál es la palabra por head? En français, j'oublié, I forgot. This is the end, my only friend. This is the end. Where did it go? Where did time go? Where did we go? To the end zone, the end zone, the end zone. It was a dead end, but it wasn't marked, so how would we know? We would never know without that detour sign. We would never know without that yield sign. The octagonal stop sign lets us know. Throw caution to the wind. Or how else do we begin? Take your little handbag, your man bag, your Muslim man bag and run. Set out to the sun. That's the only thing that marks the territory for us. Into the sunset. We go. Territory unknown. Desert I see. I saw a cow. I tried to dance over the moon with the spoon and the dish rag hands. I don't only want to do your laundry and cook for thee, but I will promote your art, it's okay. At least for 3 days. Everything else, everything else, everything else is in the air like a parachute hanging from a star. The priest who rolled in on the balloon, he had a GPS tracking system, but it didn't do him any good, no. He's still missing. lettuce in Texas. I used to collect box turtles. You told me the lettuce and dry bloodworms if you let them. Like the squirrels on campus, they eat hamburgers now. They're blood friendly. We didn't ever ask them how. They knew that the grape did, they just ate it. We said, why? Why would you eat a hamburger? You're a fucking vegetarian. Typically, you usually protect your young, but now you're eating them. Fucking shark bait. Like that guy on the news, and he lost his legs, 'cause that motherfucking great white, the great white, that great white just ate his legs right off. He didn't even ask him, would you like prosthetics in your future? No. He didn't even ask him. Didn't even ask him. He just took his piece and he left without peace. He didn't even care. Isn't it nice? Would you give me a favor? Grant me a little flavor. I like my blood spiced with a little salt and pepper, basil, something like oregano, rosemary, or tarragon, or something like pineapple, parsley. Shit's easy to grow, just ask me.